Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. I'm Amanda,
And I'm Emily.
and today we are continuing Vampyr.
Yes.
And
It should be our final episode, maybe.
It should be just about. But that being said, it is time for us to talk to Louise. Okay, so this is the vampire's diary, the vampire that captured Louise. This is what he said. I've just arrived in London after a grueling journey from Manchester. The city is sad and despaired. It will not be difficult to find a woman willing to escape death here. I cannot wait to start my research. Soon, I won't be a virgin anymore. The cell is ready. All I must do now is find the appropriate candidate and bring her in. She will be beautiful and gentle with a nice temper. I've already tested my persuasion ability.
With a nice temper, and she was like, "Let me out of here, you bastard!"
I've already tested my persuasion ability on a few women, and it worked. Most of the time. But I don't want my future bride to be submissive. I will only use my power to bring her here. Then I'll tell her what I intend to do, and I'll let her accept. This is important. I want my lady to willingly accept to become my wife for eternity.
Oh, jeez.
I think I have found the perfect match. Her name is Louise. She's a waitress in a public house, and she is quite charming. I love her attitude when serving drink at that bar. Tough and proud. I'm sure she will accept my offer. Once she is mine, once the vampire blood will have achieved her metamorphosis, her face shall heal properly, and her scars will disappear. Then she will be the perfect beauty, and I'm the only one to see right now. That's not how it works. I don't understand. Louise refuses my proposition. Why would she? I promised her I would never force her to anything. I may let her starve a little, then she'll understand I'm her only option.
Oh, jeez.
But you want to do this willingly. You want her to accept willingly, of course.
What an idiot.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Good
That's
evening,
not how
Miss
any of this
Teasdale.
Can I
works.
help you, Doctor?
All right, now let's talk to Louise.
Louise, what can you tell me about the vampire who captured you?
The little fucker claimed he'd fallen in love with me. That he wanted to spend eternity with me. Not a bad idea. At least that's the way it seemed at first.
Really? Did you consider accepting his proposal?
Well, immortality. Not a common wedding gift, is it? I think he just wanted to have his way with me. Can vampires even fuck, Doctor?
What? Well, I really can't answer that. Since they are creatures of blood, physically speaking, I suppose an erection is possible, but
Don't be embarrassed, Dr. Reed. I was just asking.
There we go. The answer we've all been waiting
Goodbye,
for.
Miss Teasdale.
Love it, love it, love
Be
it, love
careful.
it. I love that they included
Until we
this
meet again.
Yeah.
in the game.
Also, just for the record, Louise is very pretty. The scars aren't even that bad on her face.
No, she's very lovely.
Yeah. So actually, since we were playing Shadows of New York on Twitch, there is another character. Oh, this isn't the right way to Lady Ashbury's house. Oh wait, Louise has a headache. I have to go heal her real quick. I'll do that. There is another character who was physically assaulted before she became
Good evening,
a
Miss
vampire.
Do you need...
Oh right, I don't have a treatment for headache. Okay,
I will-
Okay.
Goodbye.
Cut this bit out.
In your house.
Okay.
Not mine.
So Catherine Visa, in Shadows of New York, if you remember her, the reason she wears the mask over her face is because before she became a vampire, she was assaulted, and her jaw was broken.
But again, this is a different universe. from
I know it's
Vampire
a different
the
universe.
Masquerade.
I'm just saying that that's not how it works because her
Well, it may not
sire.
work. It may not work in Vampire the Masquerade, but it may work here.
Yeah, I don't
I mean,
know.
what about in Interview with a Vampire? Like, when Claudia was this sickly little child and she turned into a vampire, she got all healed up.
Oh yeah, and then she suddenly, her hair was perfect, and curled, and her complexion was all rosy and nice.
Yeah, so, yeah, that could be how it works.
That could be, I suppose. I guess I just assume that however your body is, that's just how it ends up being.
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
He was mortally wounded. I put an end to his misery.
That is terrible, Jonathan. And yet you did what you must. The poor man.
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skull epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
He was a criminal, he gave no heed to ethics, or he was stupid.
He was stupid, frankly.
Edgar's behavior was beyond lunacy. He had neither the discipline, knowledge, nor the proper facilities to conduct blood experiments.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Icor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh,
Elizabeth, are you all right?
no, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your
Wait!
enemy.
No! Elizabeth!
So do we know why her blood?
Why?
Yeah.
We'll find out. Alright. Let's go. We gotta craft this antidote.
So is this where we see McCollum again?
Yes, it is.
Okay, because we have to go to him to figure out how to craft the antidote.
Yes. So first thing we have to do is we have to analyze William Marshall's memoirs. But I need a bit of William Marshall's blood, so I need to go back to the Ascalon Club first. So while I'm in the West End, I'm gonna go visit Lord Fuckface, the Earl of Bristol.
Now would be a good time to
the
blame
guy
the
who's not
recipe
actually
Marshall
a-
used when he fought the disaster. I think I know where to find what I need.
The guy who actually has really bad blood, but
Yeah.
says he's a descendant from Marshall.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I don't know if I want to just... I'll probably just say this right now. But... you know
Whose
how
blood could
Elizabeth
be
went
purer
to
than
the
that of
sewers,
William
and that's
Marshall?
how... Oh.
Lord Redgrave will have to spare me a drop.
Sir, you are not welcome.
Okay, then. So anyway, you remember how Elizabeth went to the sewers to go find
Yeah.
information? And, that's when she came back, that's when she found out that Lord Redgrave can't actually make Ekons. He only makes Scowls.
Is Harriet Lord Redgrave's sire?
Not Harriet.
Not Harriet, old Bridget.
Bridget isn't his sire. She's his child.
Ah.
And there's a reason that he wanted to make her. Actually, I'll just tell you. She was his wife. When
I
they were
figured.
alive. Yeah.
Now he's like, okay, let me cast you out now that you aren't good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because she says later on that he wanted to make her a vampire too, so that he could preserve how she looked while she was young and beautiful. But
Wow.
poetic. No, that's not poetic justice at all, because she's the one that actually suffered the most out of it.
I'm still persona non grata in the Ascalon. If I want to speak with Lord Redgrave, I have to improvise.
There we go. Only 3 shillings? What a cheap ass.
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
I'm not here to bicker, Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
Good. We've held out thus far, but the time has come to put an end to this crisis. Tell me, what do you need?
The blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? This blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
I know he's not your...
Maker.
Cease the farce.
Yep.
Stop this farce. Marshall never was your maker. I have no idea how you acquired his blood, but I need it now.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reed. Our fate lies wholly in your hands.
You know, all things considered, that was pretty easy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought he was gonna put up much more of a fight.
Yeah. I will say another criticism I have of this game is that perhaps, again, it's because it was a lower budget game. Maybe the ending feels a tiny bit rushed. Like, there wasn't enough polish. Like what we were talking about with the hospital earlier, like, you know, maybe set up a scene like how the body dropped from the roof at Sean Hampton's shelter, or, you know, when
Harriet.
Yeah, when Harriet was taken away. Set up a scene like that. You know, maybe make this dialogue a little bit more stretched out. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a fight with Lord Marshall or another fight with McCollum, but, you know, just something that makes you feel like you're putting in a bit more effort to get this out of them.
Yeah. Because that's supposed to be like the climax of the game, right?
Yeah, it is.
Where you're using up all your abilities and skills and level ups.
Mm-hmm. And maybe have it like reference back to some of the actions that you've taken, because we've seen some dialogue changes based on the number of people that I've killed. Some dialogue changes have changed with Edgar, like, you know, Edgar referencing the long list of people that we've killed. So maybe like harken back to a few other choices that we made.
Not mine.
Yeah.
Maybe that were more personal to him, like when we killed Aloysius. Like, you know, he could have said, well, why should I trust you now because you lied to me? You said he didn't survive, but I could see that he... You know what I mean?
Right.
Alright. Great. Now we just need the ingredients. Alright, I'm gonna go see McCollum next, because the last ingredient should be at Pembroke, and we can just craft it from there.
Okay. Where is McCollum?
He is in Whitechapel right now.
At the theater?
Wait, why am I going this way? There should be a shortcut to Whitechapel in the other direction. No, he is in the graveyard at Whitechapel.
Oh.
And he'll tell us why once we go talk to him.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, if I was like in this situation, like in real life, I wouldn't even know where to look for him. And London is a big fucking city.
It's a big ass city, so yeah. Without the map, I would have no idea where he was.
Again, the beauty of video games.
Oh, I know, right?
Marks it out where you're supposed to go.
Oh, it's another one of... Oh. That's okay.
The big ass dudes.
Yep. Volcods, they're called Volcods.
I thought Volcods were the wolves.
So I think there are two kinds of Volcods. There are the wolves, and then there are, I guess it just depends on how far along they are, maybe?
I guess.
And if I'm completely wrong, someone please check me in the comments section.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
I don't mind being corrected at all. In fact, I welcome it because I don't want to be. I don't like saying.
Oh,
incorrect
yeah.
things.
No, but the other thing, going back to how there could have been more polish, like calling out Redgrave on how William Marshall is not his mentor, that was a pretty bold accusation.
Yeah, and he seemed to
And-
take it really well.
Yeah, and if that's something that he's been like positing to people for, I don't know if positing's the right word, but telling people for years and years and years, that would be hard for him to
Swallow, because it's not just
Yeah.
years, centuries. Honestly, I think I would rather fight Freewin than other vampires.
really wise that.
I don't know. I just like fighting them a little bit better. Like other vampires, they just take so long, and I don't know. They just seem so pompous, like in their dialogue, fight choices. Like Freewin, at least they can be entertaining. Like when they go, "Oh shit!"
If
And they
McCullum
do-
really drank the blood of King Arthur,
Sorry,
then I may
I'm
have
like
found
really...
another vital ingredient for my recipe.
And plus, they do like when if they're in a group and one of them dies, then you do hear them saying, "No, he," or like, he's dead, and they do like seem to care about each other, which I also
Yeah.
like.
That's nice.
Oh, this is cool! Do you want to help him or do you want to watch him?
Let's watch for a bit. So is he fighting guards of Prewen? Oh no, he's
No.
fighting vampires.
Why would he fight? Oh yeah, because he's a vampire now.
Yeah, we turned him into a vampire, man.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's see if he can take out that big fucker.
Oh, he will. This is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Let's watch.
Much more than Ichabod's little stabby stabs in the ear.
Yeah. All right, let's at least take out the other dude. Speed this up.
What other dude? He's gone. He took out the other dude.
Oh, he killed him. Let's be like that
Oh,
joke
no,
in
the other
multiplayer games and like swoop in and like take the kill at the last second.
Oh, this is kind of nice. We're fighting together.
I know, both of your husbands.
I'll wait for him to stop.
Yeah, where's he going?
Good evening, Vampire Hunter.
Are you here to mock me, Reed?
Not at all, McCullum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The Guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you... You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
I cannot tell you. I must stop a disaster. I can stop the epidemic. I think I said I can stop the epidemic in my other playthroughs, but what do you want to say?
Then let's say I must stop a disaster.
A creature called a disaster is about to be unleashed. It falls upon me, as once it did Marshall, to stop it before the whole country is ravaged.
I should have destroyed that book. And yet... I wish I could join this battle alongside you. But this crusade is not mine to fight.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies. Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reed.
Yeah, see, something like this with Lord Redgrave, you know, where we can talk more with him.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like you're just carrying around a big bag of King Arthur's blood.
It's not a big bag. I think he just had... Hello! Sorry, my cat keeps sneaking up on me. It's not a big bag. I think he just took it specifically so that he could fight Dr. Reed because he thought Reed was Marshall's progeny.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can we speak more?
Indeed. Why not?
Why are you here?
How is
The man who raised me
immortality?
after the brutal murder of my parents. He's buried here.
Were both your parents killed by vampires?
Yes. And yet worse. My father returned to Dublin a vampire and tore out my mother's throat.
And who was this man?
Carl Eldritch. One-time leader of Prewin. He killed my father in front of me. Helped me hunt my brother Ain after teaching me how to kill leeches.
How are you
That's
adapting
sad.
to immortality?
I feel so powerful it gives me shivers. I could be the greatest vampire hunter ever. Your worst nightmare in truth.
Look at that smile. He looks so goddamn proud of himself.
I know, we probably actually did him a favor.
Yeah, we probably did create the greatest vampire hunter in the world.
Yeah, like Blade or Alucard or something.
Yeah.
Will you leave the guard now that you are what you are?
Are we not creatures of deceit? I could hide my nature from my men, or name a successor. Go my own way. I know not yet my path.
Oh, so something else, because there has been talk about a Vampyr sequel.
Oh, play as McCollum.
Yeah, a lot of people think that because, so it is going to be established later on that King Arthur was also a vampire. So because
Oh.
McCollum drank King Arthur's blood, some people think that, you know, he's just going to turn anyway. So that's what people are saying, you know, maybe have it be the vampire hunter reconciling that he's turned into the worst possible thing that he could think of, and he can either give in to it or keep fighting it.
Yeah.
So very similar to like what the whole thing with Dr. Reed and the Hippocratic Oath and his oath to heal people versus his own needs.
Right.
Will you hunt me down?
Not for now. But you had better behave, Doctor, or I may change my mind.
I'm just saying, if Dragon Age Inquisition could build a whole fucking map of every single possible decision you've made across all the Dragon Age games up to that point, I mean, I think it would be possible to do that here, you know, with the different variations and the different outcomes for this game.
Oh, yeah.
For McCollum. I think that would be fun. I would play the shit out of that game.
Yeah, but if they have the budget for it.
If they do. But this was considered a success. It did meet its budget, like, within, like, a few months of release, I think.
Yeah.
So... Or it exceeded its budget and actually became profitable and like became very successful for the studio within a few months of its release. So
Good.
Farewell, my progeny.
Do not stretch your luck, Reed.
I love that little interaction.
I'm sure you do.
Oh yes. It doesn't help that they made both of them stud muffins.
We were on a Twitch stream, and I was wearing one of my anime shirts, and I was saying to the chat, like, Oh yes, this is one of my many anime crushes, and one of the guys in chat was like, "What's the male equivalent word for waifu?" And I was like, "I don't know, but I have several, so I need to know it." And these are two of Amanda's waifus.
Yep. Did we actually? Can you Google that while I'm running around to Pembroke?
Male equivalent of waifu?
Yes.
Husbando.
Husbando.
Well, it makes sense. Like waifu, husbando.
Yeah, it does. Husbando. Oh, hello. The other thing I like about fighting Freewind more than vampires is that they don't blow up into a cloud of gas. They die. They just die. They just die politely, like a nice person would, like a considerate person.
Considerate person. We just die politely.
No civilians allowed.
Like we'll be on our deathbed, or I'll be dying before Amanda does, and she'll be like, "Can you just die politely, Emily, and stop dragging this out?"
Everyone's just sitting there waiting.
I'll just be laying there like, fine, I'll try and be considerate.
Yeah.
Just, die faster!
Because we have to do it at the same time then. I can't be waiting around for you. I'll lose patience.
I can't be waiting around for you to die, Emily.
No. When it's our time, it's our time.
Yeah.
I cannot use garlic, but there may be a substitute in the Pembroke Hospital drug storage.
Why can't he use garlic?
Because he can't touch it.
Oh. What would a substitute be then?
I don't know. Probably whatever chemicals or compounds or vitamins are inside of garlic. Maybe.
Well, I guess since he's the doctor chemist, whatever, he would probably figure out what exactly is it about garlic that makes vampires upset.
Yeah. And his maker says, I don't know if I told you this, like maybe off screen, but his maker tells him that the reason he picked Jonathan is because Jonathan was a scientist. So he's like, we needed someone of this time to help. Are Prewin in here? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, they attacked the hospital, remember?
Oh yeah, they did attack the hospital.
That's awesome for the patients. Just let's have these vampire hunters roaming the halls.
Well, this is the old morgue, so nobody's in here because it's infected. Alright, would it be upstairs or downstairs? What do you think?
Downstairs.
Downstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
All the preservatives with the dead people.
Shit, shit, shit! God! Well, we couldn't expect all of them to be a walk in the park, could we?
Maybe. If I hadn't been so pushy and we actually did all of the, side quests.
Oh, that's okay. We're at the end now. And I think mostly, like we said, at this point, this was just for us to really kind of discuss other things, too. Like...
Yeah, I mean, we started it for Halloween.
Yeah.
And now, in the lovely month of May, we are finally finishing it.
Yeah.
And I think I can share, we are super excited because we're going to be moving on to new games.
Yes, we are.
I am planning on streaming, Amanda's going to finish Vampire the Masquerade on our Twitch channel.
We might have already finished it by the time this video gets
by the time
released,
this comes out, you probably already would have finished it. And I will be streaming Ace Attorney.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be streaming Ace Attorney. Also planning on the Yakuza series. After that, I've never played it.
Yeah, that'll be really fun.
Amanda knows more about it than I do. So that's going to be our Sundays from now on. Plus, can I share, Amanda?
What?
The next game we're going to be playing on this channel.
Oh, well, like I said, this game will probably already be... This video will probably already be released.
You're probably right. We are gearing up to play Resident Evil Village. Resident Evil Village. Super excited about that.
Alright, I just gotta destroy this motherfucker and then I'll be good. I don't know if you noticed, but there's no insulin in the basement.
So I told you to go downstairs. Where?
Well, we got more XP.
There we go.
So when we level up, we'll have more XP. Okay, now let's build the shit out of this antidote. Gotcha, bitch.
The blades do sting. Time to go and find Harriet in the sewers.
This intense music.
I know. Well, we're about to hit the climax.
Yeah, but first, let's make sure we're prepared for the climax.
Prepared for the climax. This
Oh,
sounds
that-
dirty. I hate the word climax so much.
Why? It's a lovely word. The Whitechapel police have been informed of the mysterious disappearance of Edgar Swansea, aged 45, physician, at approximately 6:30 this morning. The police have circulated a description of the missing man. Height 6 foot, slender build, fair complexion, graying hair, thin mustache, likely wearing a white surgeon coat with dark flannelette vest and Oxford shirting and leather evening shoes. Dr. Swansea is a familiar figure in the Whitechapel district, the current head of the Pembroke Hospital and a preeminent scientist. He spearheaded the mass admission of patients during last summer's flu epidemic. Although his methods have been criticized, it should be noted that Dr. Swansea did save a substantial number of individuals during the outbreak. His guidance drove the Pembroke to new technical heights, especially due to his enlistment of vanguard talents. His latest recruit was the transfusion pioneer Dr. Jonathan E. Reed, who had recently returned from the war. The famous surgeon was nowhere to be found to answer our questions. The lack of a head surgeon has led to a drastic drop in the operation success rate at Pembroke. I would advise against entrusting yourself to them until Dr. Swansea is found or new head surgeons to lead the hospital.
Yeah, but all these journalists can't just keep putting their personal opinions out there. Journalistic
right.
integrity. I'm getting antsy.
For the
I'm
end?
kind of... Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I think that this won't make a lot of sense to you unless you've, like, read the documents and you, like, tried to pay attention to the lore.
Mm-hmm.
This is a game that really does reward you for actually reading and, you know, thinking like a scientist. It might be
Yeah.
a little bit different in a sequel if they try to do... That's why I think having McCollum as the next hero would be great, because, like he said in his diary, he hates wasting time. Like, he might... Like, he'll do it, he'll read it, but he's like, this is just a waste of time. To, like, research.
Yeah, he's a doer.
Yeah.
A man of action.
I mean, Jonathan's a doer as well, but, you know, he's just...
This place has been
Let me make the
ransacked.
informed decision.
Yeah.
They've all been slaughtered. Pre-one. No, not their style.
What happened?
We're gonna find out.
Where has Harriet gone? She must have left a trail I could follow.
Did Harriet do it?
Mm-hmm.
She killed all the vampires?
Yep.
Wow. We get to kill her now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good.
Well, you'll see. It's not really Harriet we're killing.
Oh, she became a monster?
Yeah, you'll see.
Like Doris? Finsbury Park! Alright, you big horned fucker. No more riddles this time.
Take not a step further, child, for you are unprepared. You, at last. I wondered when you would show your face again. Step away. We have nothing to discuss. Desist, child. You cannot confront the monstrosity unleashed upon this land without due preparation. I shall not allow it. All right. But no more riddles. Enough of the obscure songs and prophecies. I ask questions, and you answer them. My words have been as clear as crystal lakes, my child.
Oh,
You
please.
seem unwilling to drink, to listen, to learn.
Why did you choose me? Your true appearance.
Your true appearance.
What is your true appearance? I do not understand. This is who I am. Blood? You are made of blood. Surely you are joking. Why would I? And no, I'm not made of blood. I am blood. Blood is what I am since my birth and for eternity. But who are you really? Tell me your name. I am your maker. I am the servant of the Red Goddess and protector of this land. I have many names. Just give me one, then. There are those who call me Myrddin Wild, the Wild Horned Man. But I never was a man. I was born out of blood. Why did you choose me? Only you could provide a modern, scientific answer to this ancient, mystical threat. What kind of modern answer? Disease, contagion, and contamination. How they course through veins is your dominion, my child. Your choices have made you. Only you can save this land. Speak to me of this ancient threat. The blood of hate. Vessel of the wrath of the goddess. When she awakens, a disaster will be born into this world, for she is hunger and anger. I'm here to stop
Alright,
Harriet
here to stop
Jones.
Harriet.
She is the original carrier. The well from which this corruption flows. I have heard you, but be wary. Harriet Jones's mind is no more. She has metamorphosed into an apocalypse. Born from, drenched in, and driven by the blood of hate. Tell me about this disaster, creature. I know London fell victim to such a thing in 1666. A disaster is pure anger born through blood. Its name means bad star, for they only appear when our queen unleashes her unquenchable wrath upon the world. And who is this queen? She is the Red Goddess, the queen of blood. In my youth, 100 lifetimes ago, she was worshipped as the Morrigan. She is my mother. She is yours, too. The Morrigan? The Celtic goddess of war? Is this a ruse of some kind? She has been worshipped in many forms throughout the ages. The true nature of the Red Queen is beyond your comprehension, eluding even mine. But know this. She is a vengeful mother.
I'm sorry, but whenever he says Red Queen, I just think about, periods.
About what?
Periods.
Oh.
So the disaster
Man up!
accident. The disease, vampires carry dormant in their blood, waiting to emerge.
That's your modern answer. But a disaster is at the same time both less and more.
Tell me what it is then, in your own words.
A disaster is the pure will of our queen. Whenever she dreams of walking this earth, she awakes in this putrid vessel.
What is the blood of hate?
It is the curse of the goddess. It is the hunger in you, the need for blood, the will to strike and to punish, to spit in the eye of God.
I only wish to know how to put an end to this epidemic.
To perform an act so noble, you must protect yourself from its poisonous kiss, my child.
I know. McCullum used such a serum when trying to kill me. However, I have produced a more efficacious version of the antidote.
Your final task awaits you at the end of these tunnels. I've known for ages you were worthy of this challenge, my champion, Bittersweet.
What will happen thereafter? What future awaits me beyond these dark tunnels?
Your fate, my child, and the fate of this land. A disaster is about to enter this world to smite us all and teach us humility. You are our final hope.
Will it be over then? Once I've defeated this creature?
Yes. The threat will dissipate like so much smoke. For you will have purified its source.
And then what? What will become of me?
How would I know? I am no god, and your fate is in your own hands. For you are our champion.
I hear a kitten.
I know, she has been begging for dinner, so...
You tricked me.
Early, I should say.
My sister died for your schemes. I have brought suffering and tragedy into this world. I am not, nor will I ever be your champion.
Very soon you'll come to know that sacrifice is sometimes necessary. I understand the grudge a child bears towards his father and mother. Be brave, my child.
Alright.
So first he was like, I will not allow you to take any step further. But then he's like, all right, champion, go on ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my nose is really runny.
Yeah, you've been sniffling all day.
Whew.
This entire time. Alright. Let's go.
These poor skulls didn't stand a chance.
Okay, you're probably gonna have to be quiet.
Okay, let me mute myself.
Oh, I'm sick. So sick. Doctor, help me, please. I'm in such pain.
I'll be glad to be of assistance.
Ah, like your help, Doris. Liars, all of you. My poor baby. I've been such a bad mother. But the Queen herself forgave me. Gave me another chance.
Harriet, you must stop all of this. I can't let you infect anyone else.
How dare you interfere with the Red Queen's plans, Doctor? How can you stop the course of nature? I was a good mother.
Is this gonna be over soon?
Oh, baby! Where is she now?
Oh, I was gonna say, was that it?
I think it is. Oh, how infinitely, how intensely, how irredeemably are you all going to suffer now?
I don't know if any of you all listen to In This Moment, but they have an album called Blood, and a song called Blood. And that's the reference I'm getting here.
You can talk now, we've got her.
Do you think your champion defeated me, my child?
No one could ever defeat you, mother of us all, for you are our every root and leaf.
You've always been my most amusing son.
Then go back to sleep, my queen, and smile at us from your dreams.
Did they feel my wrath? Have they suffered enough?
More than ever, mother of us all.
Until the next time.
Until the next time.
Wow.
So it's over then, young Ekon. You have put an end to this terrible menace.
Old Bridget, what are you doing here?
This is my realm, Ekon. This is Suaskal territory.
But they were all massacred by the monstrosity that Harriet became.
Others will come, engendered by deceitful vampires. I don't mean you, of course.
I thought you'd been slaughtered, with all the other Suaskals.
I was up above, in search of help when Harriet suddenly turned into that thing. I have no idea what it was.
It's all over now. The epidemic has been stopped.
Yes, you prevailed in the end. I hope you'll forgive me for the way I treated you when first you presented yourself at our gate.
No need to apologize, really.
Perhaps there will be no stories told or songs sung of what happened here today. But I'll know the truth. Jonathan Reed, newborn vampire, stepped forward and saved us all.
I'm honored to be part of this city's legend. Thank you, old Bridget. May I ask you just one question?
How could I refuse you anything now? I'll answer just as I answered Lady Ashbury when we met a few nights ago.
Who are you? Really?
I was born with the name Bridget Eleanor Wellington. In 1738, my beloved and immortal husband decided to preserve my beauty and youth forever by making me drink his blood.
You were Lord Redgrave's wife. Then the pompous fool rejected you, did he not?
It was about 200 years ago. Peace found me in time. And I sincerely hope it will find you too, now that all is over.
No, it's not over. I may have ended the vampire epidemic, but I still need answers from the woman I love.
I feared you would say that. Go then, young Ekon, and face your fate. Just remember that I'll always be here for you.
I wonder who
London
Redgrave's
has
maker
been
was.
cleansed. This catastrophe came about when an ancient malignant will crossed paths with mortal imprudence. For now, we are safe. For now. My craving for blood remains. Red like hate, red like hunger, red as life and death, passing from one immortal to another, from predator to victim, patiently biding its time to rise again. London has been cleansed for now, but there's a simmering hatred, fear, and old grudges. When will we succumb, mortals and immortals alike? The next disaster is only a matter of time. My only hope now is to catch the woman I love, to understand why she fled, and unmask the secret that has been lurking in her blood for so long.
I wish they included more of that animation in the game as well.
Yeah, I do love the artwork of this game. Very much.
Yeah.
The style is just gorgeous.
Yeah, it's very cool.
And the art and the music, I think we both, I mean, that's just
I mean, I'm a
chef's kiss.
cellist and I love cellos, so like, you put a cello in anything. Oh, look, he's got a red car.
It's the same red car that was crashed outside of Lady Ashbury's house.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say.
Well, this is it. Lady Ashbury's domain. Why am I not surprised it's not on
Then
the
how'd you
maps?
find it?
I'd better hurry.
I think, again, this is part of one of the bits that was rushed. I mean, he referenced the painting. This is the painting that was in her house.
Yes,
Yeah.
I figured, but I'm like, haha, the painting, I know where to go.
Yeah.
Beautiful dawn, my child. It looks like dawn is here at long last.
Can't you just leave me alone? Your precious queen has been sent back to the bottomless pit from whence she came. The nightmare is almost over.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over. You did well.
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You are the doctor. You hold the knowledge needed to answer such a question. Have you the answer?
I noticed that all the Icors were female, as if a male couldn't endure the metamorphosis. Harriet was also a bitter and resentful woman, as was her daughter.
If the Morrigan prefers despoiled women to become the vessels of her wrath, we should be thankful that but one disaster hath been cast upon this wobbling world.
Icors seem to carry various diseases. They did not merely turn people into skulls. Their presence alone spreads death.
Who knows whether the Red Queen awakens when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
So our beloved mother will just go back to sleep, now that enough people have suffered. Is that it?
No, Jonathan. The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
And what are you to her? Her counterpart? Her opponent in some timeless game?
She is my mother, my dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours too, in a way, but you are not born from her terrible womb like me. You are but a distant child.
What does she seek? Revenge? Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant Ghostly Queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
This is not over. I am here to find the true origin of the blood of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
What will become of the Brotherhood?
The Brotherhood is as wise as it is ancient. You have nothing to fear from it.
I am not afraid.
Do you truly think they are merely scholars poring over dusty books? The stole of St. Paul wielded faith sufficient to cast a dragon into the abyss.
That is just a legend.
Am I not a legend? Are you not about to become one yourself?
What will happen to Ascalon? Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't interfere with petty political intrigues. Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
But Lord Redgrave definitely possessed Marshall's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed to acquire it. Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sleep.
What will become of the vampire hunters?
Yeah, I was gonna say, we still don't know.
You now have a spy behind enemy lines. By guiding your progeny, you may yet protect your immortal friends for some time to come. If you dare.
We still don't know how Redgrave got the
Blood.
Marshall's blood, and even the Maker doesn't know.
No. But that is cool. Again, I really hope they make a second game with McCollum because, again, that little option there would have been awesome.
Yeah.
No. I must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
And you? Why are you here? Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the truth.
I am just here to salute my sons and to bid them fare thee well.
Your sons? Plural? My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
Perhaps I am too old for your spoken language. Perhaps you now have so many subtle words you no longer hear the simplest ones.
So is Ashbury, Lady Ashbury, his progeny
Why is
too?
his blood
No.
so strong?
Oh.
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong, Jonathan Reed. A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawned of this generation.
Is he here? Is William Marshall here? Is that why you're here now too?
Have I not already answered that question?
Oh.
You get it?
So Marshall's alive and Marshall's his progeny too.
Yeah.
His blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
Then you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood of hate would have corrupted you too.
When he fought,
So Jonathan could have used his own blood.
Geoffrey McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood. Since then, I have discovered that it was vampire blood. Whose blood was it?
You just said it. It was the blood of a king. The blood of the champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest peril.
King Arthur was also your progeny. Why am I not surprised?
Yes, he was. But he failed in the end. And for centuries the land suffered his defeat.
Who are your sons? Why do you bid them farewell now?
You are my son, as is William Marshall.
This is madness. How many have you created? Who else? Shakespeare? Isaac Newton? Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More? Guy Fawkes?
My progeny is scarce, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore. But yes, one of those you named is your immortal brother. Maybe you shall meet one night.
So that is all.
I want to know which one it was.
Me too.
Puppet
Please
you
tell me it was
create
Noob.
to defeat some threat born from a dreaming devil.
No. You are my sons. I am proud of you. I mourn when you fail.
Speak clearly then, and answer my last question.
What is it?
Did I defeat the epidemic?
Now you've found the castle, Jonathan Reed. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child. I shall dream about you soon.
All right, let's find our way.
Also, how is he walking around in the morning?
Oh, the sun. It's probably
I cannot enter.
so early in the morning that the
castle
sun's
walls look
just still
decrepit.
behind, so the
Maybe I can
sunlight's
find a
not.
way to sneak in.
So the sun's probably just behind.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is Scotland, so
Isn't it supposed to be dark?
Yeah.
Like nighttime, like half the year?
Yes, that's true. I do really love the way this environment looks, though. I love what they did here.
I have a coworker who moved to Scotland when she was 17. Got her undergrad and law degree there. And she was like, kind of what you were saying when you went to Wales.
Mm.
And how, like, everybody who studies there, like, isn't actually from there.
Yeah, not well. There were a few Welsh people, but the vast majority
obviously.
of the students there were English. Yes.
But yeah, she was saying, like, I thought when I moved there when I was 17 and I was gonna get my, higher education, I was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna meet all the.
I think I smell
What is it?
Elizabeth's perfume. She must be here somewhere.
All like the brogue. What is that? Brumney?
Brummy?
Brummy. Yeah.
That's Birmingham, though.
Okay, well, whatever kind of, I don't know. She used some sort of Scottish word.
Okay, one sec.
I thought I was going to meet all those people. No, all of them picked up and moved to LA. To be in the land of eternal summer.
Dear Lady Ashbury, thank you for your recent letter and all the good news it contained. I cannot wait to finally meet you when you arrive in London. The garden is beautiful under the summer sky. Although I noted your wish to avoid heat and direct sunlight because of your frail health, you're welcome any day. We'll discuss this wonderful idea of yours concerning the foundation of an orphanage for young ladies, inspired by the French Maison Royale de Saint-Louis, sadly closed when the French people chose, my God, I can't even write these words down, to cut their king's head off. Such a place destined to provide a good education to gifted but poor orphan girls will surely excite my friends here in the city. You can count on me and my influence to help make your project a huge success. Yours ever sincerely, Countess Alexandra Somerset.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, that's where she got Charlotte.
Yeah.
As you probably noted, but... Dear Mr. McAllister, as the new legal owner of the Ashbury estate, I intend to quickly engage in the overdue maintenance and repairs of the walls and the crypt of the castle. Among the few architects I invited to send forth proposals, I was most impressed by your respectful approach concerning renovations on historical buildings and their preservation. I would be glad to meet you at your convenience. My only request would be to speak to you directly and not your assistants. Any evening of next month would be agreeable. You may come to the castle, or I can meet you at your office as you prefer. If you agree to come to the castle, I could show you what kind of repairs and modifications I have in mind concerning the crypt, which may need considerable work and reconstruction.
Like most castles, this one has a crypt, and it holds something special inside.
Aww.
Elizabeth, my love.
That's sweet.
You allow my
And she brought it
people
with
to
her.
watch over you while you sleep. I'm flattered. This castle is falling apart.
Aww.
I wonder if she let Charlotte know.
No idea.
That sweet fragrance.
Well, Charlotte's pretty strong. I'm sure
Elizabeth's
she'll
perfume. She was here, and
be
recently.
fine. See, that's the goal you should achieve for Amanda.
What, to get a castle?
Yeah, buy a castle.
Yeah. Guys, I want a castle. Alright. So there is a secret passage. Oh! Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, but these are all portraits of her, and I don't know if you noticed the styles or the,
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
That is the exact same style of Van Gogh for his self-portrait.
Oh, this is from Edgar.
Edgar?
Dear Lady Ashbury, I thank you for your previous letters and ardent discussions about vampire folklore. It's now obvious we share an opinion concerning scientific and modern approach toward the need for blood and the cure of addiction. I must confess I admired your charitable attitude when I met you at the Dunbarrow Sanatorium, and I'm still impressed by your kindness when talking with humble and poor patients. I was delighted to read about the position of administrator at the Pembroke Hospital you financed since its founding. After a few days of deliberation, I'm happy to accept your offer. It will be for me an occasion to get back to the busy streets of London after years of public service in the beautiful but far quieter Scotland. I will be glad to meet you there and discuss with you further about immortality, its advantages and disadvantages, and how to enhance your condition. I look forward to our next meeting. Yours sincerely, Dr. Edgar Swansea.
That's sad.
Yeah.
This painting looks suspicious. A sword and a moon are the symbols I should look for.
It's William Marshall defeating the Red Queen. Oh, that's her old beau. Portrait of Elizabeth and Jacob Blackwood in Versailles.
One last switch, and
A sword.
voila.
How did I know it was going to be in that massive fireplace?
Is it in the massive fireplace? I have no idea. Oh, yes, it is. I forgot. I forgot. It's been a while. Come on, pick up the dice. There we go. This is a long one. An angel came to me. Blessed be to God, Michael appeared to me last night in all his glory, shaped in glorious blood, to grant me eternal life at the dusk of my life. The apparition was so sublime and terrible that I could not help but lower my head and close my eyes. Struck by the divine gift, I fell to the ground, only to awake the next night. You will serve me as you served your kings, said the angel, before striking me with all his power. You will protect this land through the eons to come. For all who knew me, I should now hide and retreat, for they consider me dead. Soon I will leave the company of men to serve my new purpose. Blessed be God. Michael appeared to me last night in my retreat under Temple Church and asked me to prepare for battle. The land must be saved. Death is everywhere. The Black Death, an epidemic sent by the devil himself to punish mortals all over the world. My arm is strong. In the name of God I shall smite the enemies of mankind. England shall prevail. It is almost 20 years since my fight started against the devil, and the end is uncertain. From time to time, the plague, the Black Death, reappears in a village, in a town, and each time the vicious minions of hell approach to get their share of the mortal's suffering. Vampires, dreadful creatures, I won't let this land collapse. Until my last breath, I'll serve and protect England. Tonight, in the small village of Hoddesdon, I met the most delicate soul I've seen for a long time. She was singing for the dead, singing for those she knew and loved, those killed by a new plague outbreak, without fearing for her own life. Her voice moved me, so I chose to let her live. I offered her eternal life as a reward for her virtue and most pious attitude. Her name is Elizabeth Inglewood. I'm not alone anymore. Together we shall praise God in all his glory for the eons to come. My heart is breaking. My soul is bleeding. Tonight my dear Elizabeth left me. I have taught her all I knew, all she needed to know. Now she must walk her own path through the ages. This is her wish, and I will respect it. Elizabeth Inglewood, my sweet daughter, is gone, for she now wants to be known as Elizabeth Blackwood. I made her a promise. If she ever comes back to Hoddesdon, she will find me there, managing the Bull Inn her parents owned before dying. William Marshall shall disappear for a few times now that the Black Death is no more. Until we meet again, I shall be known as William Thorne, waiting for my uncle to come back.
Ah! So she's Marshall's progeny.
Yes, she is.
She's old.
The devil is at work again. The great plague is back, reaping thousands of lives in London. I must sell the bull inn and go there. Once more William Marshall shall protect the land. What have I done? I let the devil infect me. God forgive me. The terrifying creature I had to defeat was a demon straight from hell, an abomination of the flesh, a walking apocalypse. I had to trap the dreadful creature in St. Paul's Church and set the building on fire. Without the advice of Michael, I don't know if I could have defeated my enemy. The flames cleansed the city, the demon's presence, but half of London burnt down. Ever since I have dreamt of a red flood, of slaughter and rage. It's like the disaster has tainted my blood, my very soul. For the first time in centuries, I am afraid I shall crawl back into my retreat and pray to God for mercy for my infected soul. Elizabeth came to me. She said she felt my pain and rushed to save me. My poor daughter, blinded by rage, intoxicated by the blood of hate, I bit her. She fled, shocked by my betrayal. I laughed and cried as she cursed me. God, have I betrayed you? Have you abandoned me? My prayers have been heard. I have found the strength to resist the need for blood, the never-ending hunger. My poor Elizabeth, will you ever forgive me? I've heard you now kill and take pleasure in bloodbath with this new progeny of yours. Your victim in all this. What have I done? I swear I will find a way to make amends for what I have done to you. I swear I shall only rest once I know how to appease the blood of hate. Okay,
So is that her her old boyfriend?
Yeah, I'm guessing he's her boyfriend because he clearly took her last name is what I was going to say. She wanted to change her name to Blackwood, and he took her name. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet inside the new Cathedral of St. Paul. I like the wooden solemnity of these men. What a symbol to choose the place.
Solemnity.
Oh, this is the one we already read.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we already read that. I'm afraid it will hurt like hell. But if that's the price I pay to cleanse my soul and correct my mistakes, I'm ready to endure this excruciating pain. I finally managed to gather all the ingredients needed to concoct the tear of angels, blood of the purest heart for the fortitude, blood of a king for courage, garlic essence for the painful cleansing. After months of impatience, almost made mad by the hunger, I waited again and again until finally Elizabeth cautiously came to me. As promised, I had chained myself to be sure I would not attack her again. I did not recognize my sweet daughter at first, for she was only Lady Blackwood now, the dreadful mistress of the dark who took delight in slaughter and carnage in France. She smirked as I apologized and cried for what I had inflicted to her. She shouted at me when I tried to explain to her that my bite had infected her, had given her the blood of hate now burning in her veins, in her soul. I told her I had found a cure, and that I had managed to create one dose of the antidote. I gave it to her, to give her back her previous peaceful life. In exchange, I only asked her to take care of me, for I intended to be locked down in my tomb, chained if necessary, to impeach me from feeding on any mortal or immortal. She reluctantly took the tear of angels and left. I hope to see her again soon, cured and at peace.
Oh, so Marshall's down here.
She came back to me finally, cured, healthy, joyful. My Elizabeth. She told me she had drunk the antidote about a year ago in France after witnessing and taking part in the massacre of an entire orphanage caused by the blood of hate. That's when the Lady Blackwood died, she said. Will you stop pausing? Ugh, I'm not even touching the start. Anyway. That's when the Lady Blackwood died, she said. She promised she would take care of me now. That's all I ask as I repent for all the murdered souls caused by my negligence of more than 100 years. My dearest daughter came back to me last week to tell me the good news. She has recently bought a castle in Scotland. She will soon finance the renovation of the castle crypt to provide me a new retreat, far from temptation, far from the noisy, crowded cities. I can't wait to embrace the solitude, find the peace I need to refrain from killing. God, please give me the strength to resist the urges during the journey from London to my new domain. Before I leave, I should give a copy of these memoirs to the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, without the most shameful and sensible information, of course. Soon I shall leave London to pursue my penance. There I shall find peace at last with the support of my resuscitated Elizabeth.
Wow. So are we going to meet Marshall?
Yep.
So it wasn't until... Okay, let me make sure I get this straight before you go in.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda?
Yes.
So he made her a vampire
Yes.
first.
Yes.
And then when he bit her when he was angry.
No. He made her a vampire. Then
Uh-huh.
the disaster came.
Mm-hmm.
He got infected.
And then
so
he
the
bit her.
blood, yeah, and then he bit her. So the blood that Lord Redgrave has came before he was
Right.
infected.
Right.
Yeah.
So then she had the cure. So then why is she still a carrier?
Because it's still inside of her. She's just not. It's just kind of. It doesn't get rid of it completely, I guess.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Good, because this is the finale. So if you have any more questions.
Nope, I'm good. Let's go.
Okay, cool.
Let's meet the old Marshal and Lady Ashbury and be like, hi, I'm the new boyfriend.
You have nothing to be afraid of.
Shall we abandon this then? Shall we lower our heads?
No, never. You taught me that.
Blood is approaching. Old but young. How strange. Shall I drink it? Smite it?
No, Father. He is a friend. Please, rest. I'll take care of it.
Caution, Elizabeth. Deceit runs through these veins.
I know, Father. What took you so long, Jonathan?
Is this really him?
Yes. This is William Marshal, 1st Earl of Pembroke, servant of 5 mortal kings, former regent and savior of England. The greatest knight who ever lived, according to some.
And you called him father?
For he gave me eternal life, and much more.
I have so many questions, Elizabeth.
You always had questions, Dr. Reed.
Now that I stand before you both, in this vault, I know not where to begin.
We still have a few minutes left.
Before what?
I don't know. Where are we? Wifely here. Will you go back to London?
I guess just go counterclockwise.
Okay.
Where are we? What is this place?
This is the Ashbury estate. I inherited the title when I purchased the castle.
Is this your retreat? Something of a secret place?
It's more of a sanctuary, really. This is where I take care of my father. Ever since he became unwell.
Are you not afraid someone might discover you here? It's not that hard to find.
Do not assume that I would hesitate to silence anyone who tried to reveal my secret. Fortunately, it has rarely come to that.
Why did you flee here?
When you told me I was the healthy carrier, I had nowhere else to go.
You mean you had to return to the real source of this scourge?
Yes, to end it, once and for all.
Will you go back to London?
No, Jonathan. I do not intend to.
And what of your daughter?
Charlotte is a strong, independent woman who's about to come into money. I took care of everything. Now it's time for her to shape her future.
I have destroyed the disaster, this creature that Harriet Jones had become. The epidemic is no more, and London will recover. In time.
Yes. You did well, Jonathan. You truly saved the city.
Yes, we did. Despite all obstacles. I'm truly convinced we did it together, Elizabeth.
I cannot bear knowing I was the cause of all this. Through the use of my own blood.
No. This catastrophe was the result of unethical experimentation. And the will of a creature so inexplicably evil She exceeds all the terrible wonders I have seen since my death.
But it was my blood all along. My corrupted blood of hate. The poisoned blood of my father. A healthy carrier. That's all I am.
Why are you hiding William Marshall here?
How could I not take care of him? He sacrificed himself by giving me the only dose of antidote he had.
He gave you the antidote?
Yes. And in doing so, he knew he'd have to be confined here. And yet he volunteered. That's how great a man William Marshall was. And still is.
What do you do for him?
I visit him as often as possible. I paint the landscapes he will never see again. I feed him with my blood.
You feed him? You barely sustain yourself on the weak blood of the dying, yet you give him your blood?
After he saved me from the blood rage, I swore I would never kill to feed. He said the same.
Is he dangerous?
What do you think? He is a thirsty Ekon, who has not fed in centuries. An elder vampire, driven by an urge to kill and spread the blood of hate.
No redemption, then?
And yet he thinks he has been offered immortality by the angels to protect the feeble and to smite the unholy.
Can he communicate?
Yes. Sometimes he even seems like the noble knight who saved and raised me. But you know, the malice never fully leaves his eyes.
We could cure
But they can cure him now.
Too late. The blood of hate has run for too long. The antidote would not work on him. I tried. Believe me, I tried.
William Marshall infected you. He is the true, original carrier.
Yes. But he saved me by sacrificing himself.
Saved you? How?
The tears of angels. The cleansing of impure blood by an older, more powerful blood. It worked on me, did it not?
Yes. Blood is the definitive key to our species. Scowls, cleansing, lineage. Do you really think it worked?
It has, Jonathan. I was nothing but a beast who took pleasure in slaughter. I roamed across Europe, reaping my bloody crop. It was the blood of hate. But my father's antidote cured me.
I think that we're getting to the point where we're just repeating what was in the tome.
Yeah.
So let's just ask what about us.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
What do you mean?
You know my feelings towards you, Elizabeth. But you left without a word. So I'm worried about your feelings towards me.
I love you, Jonathan. I've loved you since the moment I saw you rescue poor Mr. Hampton in that filthy slaughterhouse. Forgetting the danger as you turned your back, like the newborn fool you were.
You should have told me.
No, Jonathan. The William Marshall myth lies at the heart of so many hostile plans. I could not risk jeopardizing his safety.
So why did you come here? You knew I would follow you. I can't let you go.
Because I know now the blood of hate is still in my veins. No one but I can put an end to this tragedy.
I can help you. You can trust me, Elizabeth.
I know, Jonathan. You have been the most loyal ally these last few weeks. But this is my duty.
Would your protege agree to speak with me? I have so many questions for him.
Go on, Jonathan. But be careful.
Well, here's... Okay.
Oh, it's the Welsh dragon.
Yes.
No, it's a line, but it's the Welsh colors, sorry.
My God. You really are William Marshall. You served Richard the Lionheart and his brother, King John. It is such a privilege to meet you.
I did in my day. Come closer if you want to speak. For my hearing isn't what it used to be.
I think your hearing is fine, sir.
What is it you want then?
Do we want to ask about the Tear of Angels, the disaster, or just the Blood of Hate?
Just the Blood of Hate, because I think that
it's starting to repeat the stuff from the tome. I
The
think.
blood of hate. How does it affect you? Do you feel it now?
The blood of hate? Yes. Nothing more than a sneeze, really. A sneeze held for so long, you could blow a fortress down if you released it.
Vampires, the Morgan, or just about Murden?
Murden.
Do you remember Murden, your maker?
Only God is my maker, for he created everything on this earth. He blessed me with eternal life through his archangel, Michael.
But Murden, Michael, is a vampire. He made you a blood-sucking creature of the night.
Blood, yes. I used to drink it from the throats of the unworthy. Then I was punished for my deceit. During my penance, I rely entirely upon my sweet Elizabeth.
And we already know all these questions about how she was infected and how they met and everything.
Yeah, because my thing is, why don't we just...
Shh. Isn't that what you want?
I pray for the day I'll see the sky again. I have all but forgotten its colors. I could walk and do so many things beneath the stars. But I doubt it will be wise to release me.
Then will you stay here and repent?
Elizabeth told me it will not be long now. I cannot wait to feel the sweet caress of her hand on my cheek after so long, as she releases me. Has the time come?
Yes, Father.
Why not unleash me then? To see the sky a final time?
You already are the sky, and all its stars.
I'm not defeated, for I welcome the sword you bear, for it is mine.
You were never defeated, my lord. Farewell, Father. And to you also, Jonathan.
What do you mean?
I can't stand what I've become. This healthy carrier, as you put it. The flames will purify the poison that runs in my veins.
No! I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, champion of Murden, chosen to save England from the vampire epidemic. I could cure you.
What do you mean?
We are creatures of blood, Elizabeth. Everything about us is in our blood. With time, I could perfect the antidote William Marshall gave you. Trust me, for time is on our side.
That is a risk I cannot take, Jonathan. I won't bring another such disaster into this world.
Elizabeth, no. Trust me. I can save you.
How could I trust you, Jonathan? Have you not betrayed me?
I had choices to make.
I forgive you, and that is my choice.
Elizabeth, I love you.
Then let me go now.
Wait! No!
Oh. That's a different ending than what you told me.
That's because this is one of the bad endings. I didn't get the bad endings.
Wait, so how did he betray her?
He killed too many people.
One prayer for the summoned, called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung, and your path chosen. England is safe, but the cost was dire. Blood and tears, both parched by cleansing flames. You've lost your way, my champion bittersweet. I am moved to pity as I feel your rampant rage void of purpose or meaning. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber. Until alas she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
Well, that sucked.
So I know I shushed you, but what were you saying at the end?
Well, it's like the only reason people got infected was because Edgar used her blood. Like, if she just never gives her blood to anybody ever again.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still that risk, and I guess, I don't know.
Whatever. Well, that was Vampyr.
Yeah, what did you think?
It was good. I wish there were more hints as to that William Marshall was connected to Lady Ashbury towards the beginning.
Well, there was the fact that, you know, if you talk to Edgar and ask why Pembroke Hospital, he'll be like, oh, it's probably after the Earl of Pembroke.
Oh,
which was William Marshall's title.
right.
Again, this is a game that rewards you for really taking in the environment.
Yeah, so more reason for you guys to play it. Will you play it? Let us know in the comment section down below. Smash that like button if you like this video, even though that was kind of a depressing ending. And please subscribe to our channel if you have not already. And for right now, I'm Emily.
And I'm Amanda.
We're M&M, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!